What do you get when you mix the holiday season with an iconic toy and a pile of trash? This video. That's right, folks. I am collabing with my friend, Seamstressed. You may know her as the other chaos sewist in this fine realm, except she abides in Germany. And so due to the lack of closeness of our geographical location, we decided to do this video collab instead. And thankfully she went along on the ride with me of, what if we make Holiday Barbie, but make it trash? Because when you're a small business who managed to buy an entire estate sale and you're selling lots and lots of fabric, you end up with lots and lots of trash. And this isn't even all of it. And no, I'm not gonna yeet the box because I don't want to pick it all up. And while Nani has already managed to complete her project, you should make sure to go and check out that video when we are done here. It's now my turn. Now, my first real step in this was going to be, how exactly do I reproduce this fine lady right here? Now, Nani is much more talented than I am as far as patterning, and I'm not that. She's fantastic. I don't know how to do that. So I thought originally I was just going to buy a standard pattern and use it. And then I remembered, Stephanie, you're making this out of trash. It's okay if it's not perfect. And yet, I still dug through my stash for a scoop neck pattern because I can't not at least try. So while this pattern is not perfect, it is going to give me a base for the scoop neckline at about the size that I am. But am I overthinking this? Absolutely I am. So there's only one way to do this, and that is through it with our sponsor of this video, Surebonder. Surebonder is a fantastic hot glue gun that I will be using throughout this entire process. So let's get a gluing. Get a gluing? What am I doing? That's weird. So the biggest thing to note about this doll, besides the fact that she is just extra, is these sleeves right here. These seem to go to right about to her chin, and it is a drop waist gown. The other thing I found interesting after looking at her is these are actually circular attachments. One's at the hip and one's like midway through. This is a very large circle gathered skirt, which I probably will not be able to reproduce with what I have. And it is a 2-seam front, but yes, these sleeves are going to be the absolute worst to recreate. And she has a butt ruffle to boot. Butt ruffle. Now listen, I'm gonna just be honest in that I don't know what I'm doing here. My best thought at this point is to sort of start with all of these and lay them all out nice and flat and just start hot gluing them together. Then I think I'm gonna take this fine pattern piece and I'm gonna lay it on top and I'm gonna cut it out. I'm gonna mark where the darts would be and then I'm just gonna cut the dart and glue it. Is that going to work? I don't know. I'm very unsure about myself on this. I feel like I got it over my head, but at a certain point you just have to commit to the bit and keep going. And I was just getting ready to unbox the entire thing when I realized there was one small problem. I only had fabric scissors near me. And all of my paper scissors are downstairs and I can't be bothered to go all the way downstairs to get that. So I used my emergency toenail clippers to get the hot glue gun out because we don't use fabric scissors to cut plastic. I hope I'm not the only one that does this. Otherwise I just put myself on blast on the entire internet. So there's that. And with everything clipped into freedom, it was time to get started. Look at how long this is. I love it. It was also time to assess how much paper I had to deal with. Okay, here we go. I am nervous to say the absolute least, and there's too much of this stuff, so I gotta move all this back over here. Over there. Over there. So we're gonna start with two little dudes, just to see how they go together. Because I don't honestly know. Is this project gonna be done entirely out of tape instead? Unclear at this point. Hoping not, because I don't have nearly as much tape as I do hot glue. Gonna take one roll. Ooh, I like the fact that it kind of holds it. That's good. Oh, I'm so nervous that this is not gonna work. Oh boy, this might have been a fool's errand, Stephanie. Does it melt it? We're gonna find out together. Oh. The glue is not in far enough. Well, let's fix that. It smells hot. It smells very hot. That's a thing now. Let's see what happens. Oh, whoa, whoa, it's going, it's going, it's going, it's going, it's going. Yeah, buddy. And then what do we think? Okay, well, it didn't melt through the plastic, which was an actual honest-to-God concern. And if anyone says anything about the sewing clip that's holding my microphone in place, shush. This is just a test run, so if it's not perfectly hot, it is hot though. Oh, that just went to town there. Okay, so we have this section that's glued supposedly together. That's peeling right up. Literally peeling right up once it's dry. Not peeling off the back though. Shit. Oh, I was sort of afraid this was gonna happen. This is why I was holding off on this project. That's why I've been stalling. Okay. Do we get a striped gown instead? What if I put the wrong side and the wrong side together? What if we try that? Don't hot glue your microphone. Bro! What the? Ah, I just want to stick you down. Okay. Send help. Okay, we're gonna let that one dry now.
A few moments later.
Okay, I think it's dry. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Oh! Oh, okay. I mean, listen, if I pull real hard, it will come off, but if I don't pull that hard, it stays together. Okay, we have a way forward. And a way forward I went, dear viewer. And while I would like to say that I did not burn myself repeatedly, learning a very hard lesson of how to attach this down, I can't say that because I absolutely did. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I've never been more thankful to have done my nails right beforehand because this polish is so thick that I can just tap the back of my nail to the very hot glue and I don't feel it. So at least there's that. I'm regretting starting with the ones that were on rolls because that's irritating. But it's fine. We're just gonna keep hot gluing. And keep hot gluing I did. And I want to say the biggest thing I underestimated in this project was the fact that not only did I have to make the dress, but I also had to make the quote-unquote fabric. There is so much footage of me just hot gluing labels together that I've cut out a fair amount just so you don't have to watch it all. Oh, and don't worry, every once in a while, I forgot what I was doing. Hot, that was hot. Now back to some riveting hot glue content. Okay, let's see how this is doing. Oh, okay. We've got almost where it needs to go. Probably another 2 will get me the full front. Should I do an extra one for the curvature when I cut it away? Yes, I should. So I'll do 3 more of these things, and it's plenty long enough. Plenty long enough. Okay, let's go. Hot. Hot. Don't you fall over. Okay, I know I said I was gonna use this pattern right here. That's not gonna happen. I don't care that much. I had a feeling this might happen, but you know, I had to start somewhere. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna kind of rough out some marks on myself. Yeah, and that's what we're gonna do. Oh God! I'm so sorry for the crinkling. Oh, oh, that side you can see it. Okay, great. The shiny side of this stuff can't be marked for anything. Love that. Now, quick adjustment, because I need to be able to put it around my neck, sort of, ish. So I think I want it there, and there. Yeah, that sort of looks like a scoop neck, and about even. Look at me go. And then after a quick rough and cut, it was time to approximate where the waist darts were going to be. Very technical. I've got really good news. All those marks are going to be covered by, you know, other things. And last but not least, I had to make a mark so I would know where to cut it off for my drop waist decadence that I was creating. And then it was time to deal with the darts. Well, that's not how that was supposed to happen.
One eternity later.
Ta-da! Sorry for the wrinkly noise. So that sucked. Didn't really want to tear it, but there we are. The other problem that I ran into was that my darts, which are currently not doing much, yeah, they sort of, they don't do a whole lot. Not gonna lie. I mean, they are where the Barbies are, but that's about it. Let's move on to gluing the back then. Okay, so now I have the front and the back done-ish. They're not together yet. We're not worried about that yet. Because this lady, so she has a scoop neck. I forgot she Velcros in the back. I don't think mine's gonna do that. Don't ask me how I'm gonna get into it. I don't know that answer yet. But here's the problem. I only have a finite amount of labels. And I don't think with this huge old skirt and these floofs that's gonna work. So, oh yeah, and the sleeves that I'm desperately avoiding thinking about. Yeah. So, here's my game plan. This evening, after I acquire the child, get her fed, and do the momly things, I shall then lay this out with the intent to cover one of these hoop skirts that I got from Goodwill's bins. Which means that I got them for about $2, so I am not going to feel bad about putting hot glue on them, because if you think I'm sewing these on, no, that's not happening. So I don't really care. I got them for what they weigh, and they're not in the greatest of shape, let's be real. So I'm going to use a big giant hoop skirt to give me the fullness, and then I'm going to use as many labels as possible to create this silver baseline skirt. And then, after we do that, I will need to investigate the sleeve situation. Oh yeah, and also with the hot glue not sticking to the shiny side because, you know, it's a label that had a sticker on it. I think I'm gonna have to start using some tape eventually too, because hot glue isn't gonna... Hot glue's doing the brunt of the work, but it can't work alone. That's where we're at. I am very overwhelmed by a project that doesn't even have to be perfect. Someone make it make sense.
What'd you do?
That's too small. That's too small. Yeah. Oh yeah. That all. To get the drop waist in for that. Definitely number one is the winner. And then it was time for me to get the hot glue gun back out and pretend like I was back in my days of being a dresser in 2006, being on my knees going up and down underneath a belle dress. But this time around, it was more chaotic, more trash, and less effective. After this initial pass through, I did absolutely start filling in those gaps. But then Mr. Canada came home, and I wanted to see his reaction. I give you the unhinged bottom half.
That's pretty good.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Now it's time for bed. Hello! Day 2 of this project brings you a vaguely completed skirt. It's not perfect, but it's alright. And it also brings you the day on which I actually have to deal with the sleeves. So, not terribly excited about this. They scare me. But I have two ways that I'm going to try this. The first way is I'm just going to make the sleeve flat by gluing all the pieces together just like I did the bodice. So it's just going to be striped. It's fine. And then I'm going to try and sculpt it by like adding darts to give it this kind of height here. Do I think that's going to work? Probably not. I do have a plan B, and it is these. Editing Stephanie here on this lovely freeze frame just to say that I rambled on about this for far too long. Basically, I was going to use these to get up to my ears and then do a straight line sleeve down. I didn't end up doing this. Enjoy the rest of the video. That's the game plan, and I'm just stalling at this point. The pattern I'm going to be using is Butterick 4501. It is not in my size, but check out that sleeve. That's just about as close as I'm going to get. And then I'm just gonna make this part taller. That's what we're going with. This could be a dumb idea. And then it was time to find the sleeve. And of course it was the very last pattern piece that I found because it was hiding in the instructions. Okay, to be clear, I am aware that the sleeve is far too small up at the top, so I'm gonna have to explode it, but I just need a reference, so that's why we're using it. I know it's cut, I know it's too small, but I'm gonna make it bigger. Okay, I know there is no way that the gather here is going to happen, so I'm gonna try some things with some alligator clips and try and pleat this up to my almost ear, with a little bit of help though. So after my lovely friend Tina wrangled it on to me, it was time to make a second one. Hi. Okay, so here's the deal. I'm about to lose a light. It's why there's this god-awful amber thing happening here. But here's what I've done. So I had forgotten to leave the center back for the Velcro, you know, to get into the stupid thing. So I had to cut that away, and I added on that little panel right there. And then I went upstairs because I thought I had Velcro. I definitely thought I had Velcro. That's right, friends, I do not have Velcro. So a trip to Joann's is needed, but I wanted to test run some of these little dangly bits. Do I need a whole lot of them? Do I need to exactly mimic it? No, but I would like some of this detail to transfer over onto the dress. And I am not like Nani. I am not gonna build like a trapezoidal thing. No, nope, we're not doing that. We're making it out of trash. So here's what I did. I have lots of little Candy, you're okay.
A few moments later.
The post deliveries every time. So I wanted to make this. It's really hard to see. And I made a bunch of the little flowers and the little sequin style. But then it was time to head to Joann's, where I needed one thing and one thing alone. And while this Christmas traffic made me absolutely Christmas crazy, I did manage to secure the Velcro. Pun intended. Then it was time to whip together some flounces made out of thin, flimsy plastic from assorted stores. Some were thinner than others, as I did burn my hand quite a few times. Because yes, I was too lazy to switch to the cool temp gun. That's my own fault. But now that I'm all flounced, let's head over to the reveal. This is insane! It's done! She says with a severe amount of twitching in her eye. Okay, here's the thing. Before all of you jump in my comments and say that I'm not proud of myself. No, I'm very proud of myself right now. I did not think this was going to work actually this well. So I am very proud of myself in this moment. I am also very much looking forward to getting out of this thing and making it go away. And I do want to thank Surebonder for sponsoring this video. If you would like to take home one of these amazing hot glue guns or anything that they offer, I have got a 15% coupon code when you use the code Canada, and that is good through March 1st of 2024. Just click the link in the description or in the pinned comment and use code Canada at checkout. Now, if you would like to see more ridiculous things like this, I would advise that you watch that ridiculous thing where I made a Home Alone blanket last year. And YouTube, of course, thinks you'll like that one right there. Until next time, friends, don't do this to yourself. And I hope you're sewing in chaos. God, I miss fabric.